Welcome to Geeks Corner. I'm Mr. Daps.
I'm Katie.
And it is an exciting night here in Geeks Corner. On Geeks Corner, where are we?
In the Geeks Corner?
No. But if you would like to join the conversation, Katie, what should they do?
Just go to geekscorner.live, and right there, there should be a little YouTube feature, dingy bopper, and there's a chat feature, and you can talk. You can also use the hashtag Geeks Corner on Twitter, but we can't really see that. So
maybe someday. I'm going to request that. That would be really cool. Also, if you have any Disney trips that you have planned or haven't planned yet, please utilize Mouseways Travel. They are the official travel partner of Daps Magic, and you can do that by going to mouseways.com/dapsmagic and tell them Mr. Daps sent you. Let Matthew focus on the details so that you can focus on the magic. I like that.
That was great.
I came up with that. I'm
wow,
very proud of that.
Look at
Yes.
you.
Other things. Let's just get right into it, huh?
Let's jump
Let's not even get into other things. We'll skip all that. Let's start off. Today it was announced that the Magic Key will be arriving on August 25th. That is the first day you can purchase it. It's also the first day you can use it. And there are multiple different prices that you can purchase said Magic Key at. Should we start with the prices, Katie?
Let's do it.
Because you have them all memorized, right? Right?
Wouldn't that be great? I did write the article.
You wrote the article,
I
so
did.
I'm
I think
totally
it's
assuming you have them memorized.
$349, $399, $649, $949, and $13.99.
Correct.
Wait, really?
Yes. $399, $649, $949, or $13.99. So we're going to go through each one of these very quickly, and then we'll talk about them, and it'll be great. The Imagine Key is your entry-level Magic Key for $399 or $19 a month. That's after a $179 down payment.
Yes.
Which is the same down payment for all of them, which I think is really cool. With that, you can get 2 reservations at a time. There are select blockout dates. That's no surprise. 10% off of merchandise, select merchandise, 10% off of select dining. Then there's the Enchant Key. I feel like there's so many jokes in here somewhere. I just don't know what part they are. I'm like, interesting. This one's $649 or $40 a month after that $179 down payment. Reservation is based on admission again to one or both theme parks on select days throughout the year. You can have up to 4 theme park reservations at a time, 10% off of select merchandise and dining for this as well. Next level is the Believe Key for $949 or $65 a month after that $179 down payment. Once again, select days of the year, holds up to 6 theme park reservations at any given time, 10% off of merchandise, 10% off of dining, select for both of these, and 50% off of theme park parking, which is kind of cool. And then there's the Dream Key, $13.99 or $102 per month after that $179 down payment. And you can go any day of the year if you can get a reservation. You can have up to 6 of these park reservations throughout at any given time throughout the year. 20% off of select merchandise, 15% off of select dining. And the perhaps most exciting part of this one is parking is included with your pass.
Whew.
Yes. So first off, what do you think of these prices?
They're so much better than I was expecting. We both had Signature Plus before COVID, but when we were still annual pass holders. And so the Dream Key, I keep forgetting which key is which. I can tell you prices, can't tell you which one's which. The Dream Key is less money than I spent for my Signature Plus annual pass.
Yeah.
So I'm thrilled. Yes, Photo Pass, not an option. Max Pass, obviously not an option because there's no Max Pass or Fast Pass at the Disneyland Resort. Still incredibly worth it in my opinion. I think that 6 theme park reservations is a lot. At no point since the parks have reopened have we had 6 reservations at a time.
Yes.
So
basically what they've done is they've taken the former annual pass program and made it the Flex Pass. So they combined the two. I see a couple questions in the comments. Any indication on what a booking span may be within 90 days, I believe is what they said. 90 days ahead, you can be booking. Another good question from Mike is, does that mean once you've used 1 reservation out of your 6, you can book again? That is correct. You can be holding 6 reservations at a time. It'll be just like the Flex Pass was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
2 years ago now. It's also very similar to what the reservation system is for annual pass holders over at Walt Disney World as well, which seems to be working pretty well. Our good pal Murray has an annual pass over at Walt Disney World, and I traveled with him last year, and I was very impressed with how that system worked as well. There's a few perks that are going to be included with the Magic Key. Let's go to the benefits first of all Magic Key whenever you get it.
Let's
Magic
go.
Key holders. That's what they're called.
Yeah, they're called Magic Key holders.
First off, there's going to be a secret Magic Key terrace. Wonder where that could be. But they're reimagining it, so I'm assuming it's getting a bit of a renovation of some sort, maybe, or I don't know. Anyway, it's a lounge that's going to be just for Magic Key holders and their friends and family. Very cool. They're also going to have a Magic Key holder month, which will be a month-long celebration of Magic Key holders. Who knows what that's going to be like? I'm assuming lots of photo ops and special experiences and magnets, like the old annual pass magnet. Things like that, I would assume. First access opportunities, that's been pretty common in the past with annual passes as well. There'll be discounts in downtown Disney District, also very common to the past. There are going to be there will be Magic Key merchandise, novelties, menu items, and more, which I think is fun.
Ooh.
I would like just saying Disney, Magic Key mug, please.
I would like, I don't know what I'd like. A shirt, maybe?
Yes, that'd be cool. Sure.
I think the color scheme's pretty.
Yeah, there will also be a photo pass or multiple photo pass opportunities throughout the time at different things. And then Magic Key embroidery.
Ooh.
So specific things that you can get embroidered on, I don't know, Mickey ears or something. I haven't a clue. Yeah, it'll be very interesting. I don't know that there's going to be a Magic Key like handshake or anything like that, but we could make one. I don't know.
That's the
Oh, that's the Magic Key. That's for you, Doug. That's all for you, Doug.
Yeah.
That's 100%. Yeah. So then there's also going to be a what do they call it? A charter program.
Yeah.
Yes. And that will be for those that purchase a Magic Key in the first 60 days.
66
days.
To celebrate 66 years of the Disneyland Resort.
That is correct. And I think that's actually a really clever idea.
Yeah.
And one of the things that will be available, which now that I'm thinking about it, I'm wondering if it's because the lounge won't be open yet. They're going to have this special thing in the Starcade. Thank you. But if you get a Magic Key in the first 66 days, you will get a premium pin. You'll get a button. You'll get a magnet.
A magnet.
And so much more. I don't know what else. You'll also have experience or the access to an experience in Starcade Tomorrowland, which will start on September 1st. And they say there will be charging stations there. There will be a photo op opportunity there and some other things that they aren't sharing yet. What do you think of the benefits so far of the Magic Keys?
This is just kind of what I've come to expect from being a Disneyland Annual Pass holder. So it's exciting to see these things be offered to us again. Because I'll be 100% honest, with what they were teasing the new membership program to be, I wasn't expecting things like this to come back.
So I'm wondering if the membership program tease was supposed to be more about community and less about Costco, or well, you know, like I guess Costco is a bad example, but like you know, Joe's Ice, where you know you have your membership program or a punch card kind of a thing, and I think everybody went, oh, membership, that means punch card, when really I kind of wonder if Disney was trying to be like membership of like the Mickey Mouse Club, or you know, make it more of a community than a marketing thing, which is a marketing thing in its own way. But I don't know. One of the things I did as I was looking through all of this is I'm a bit of a geek. That's why I host a show called GEEKS Corner. And I thought it would be interesting to look at the metrics of what is coming versus what we had, and then what makes sense for those that really are looking at what this will be. And so I did an article earlier tonight that's called "Look at the Metrics of the Magic Key Pass Program," which I'm sharing with you now, or you can go to dapsmagic.com and read it yourself later. But let's look at a comparison between levels of the Magic Key versus Annual Pass. So at the lowest level, you've got the Imagine that I think compares pretty nicely to the SoCal Select Annual Pass. The Imagine Magic Key is $399. SoCal was $419. Neither included parking. Neither, or both of them had merchandise and dining discounts at 10%. And with the new system, there's two reservations you can make at a time, and the old system they didn't have reservations. Approximately 170 days were available with the old system, and 147 days available with the new system. Old system $419, new system $399. So you're getting a little bit less, but you're also paying a little bit less.
Mm-hmm.
I actually think when you put apples to apples, I'm like, okay, that seems fair for where we're at in the world right now, with like everybody's stuck with reservations. Doesn't matter if it's tickets, passes, you name it, everybody's got the reservation thing. So they made the most of that. And the blockout dates, I think, that's just going to change from year to year, but it's kind of in the same ballpark, I think, as it was in the past. And I'm sure that's based off the metrics of what they're seeing when things are busier or not. So then the next one up in the annual pass world was the Disney Flex Pass versus I'm pairing up against the Enchant Magic Key. With this, you've got 219 available days versus 215 available days in the annual pass system. So about the same. They're exactly the same price. The old system, you could have 2 reservations for every 30 days. The new system, you can now have 4 for basically 90 days, same discounts. So I actually think in this case, the new system is better for the 649 level than the old system.
Yeah.
So, so currently, if we just look at the numbers, it appears that the new system at this point is eking out just a little bit ahead of the old system, just in terms of numbers. This is not experience and everything else. The Believe system, or Believe Magic Key versus Deluxe. This is where it gets a little bit murky, because really Believe is a mix between Deluxe and Signature as I was looking at this. So I'm going to compare it to both. Is with Believe, you've got 317 available days. Deluxe, you had 315. And Signature, you had 350. It's in the ballpark-ish.
Yeah.
Believe is 949 versus Deluxe was 829, or Signature was 1199. Right in the middle again. This is where it gets really interesting. Is there's no parking for Deluxe.
Mm-hmm.
Parking was included for Signature, and it's 50% for Believe. It's almost like they took the two and went right down the middle.
Yeah, honestly.
Isn't that crazy? Like,
yeah.
I thought it was weird. You got 10% discount on select dining and merchandise with this. You had 10% for both of those in Deluxe, and 20 and 15% for merchandise and dining, respectively, for Signature. So to me, this is, I think it's a tie. Like, because they went right down the middle. I feel like maybe you could give a little bit of an edge to the annual pass, just because the discounts were a little bit bigger. If you add them all up and average them.
If you were a Deluxe, this is an improvement.
Yes.
Because at least you get a 50% discount on parking. I feel like if you are a Signature pass holder, sorry, none of us are pass holders anymore. I think that this will feel like the annual pass system was better.
Yeah, I think that's totally fair. Let's go to the top level.
Yeah, let's go.
We have the Dream Magic Key. You can get in 365 days a year if you can get a pass or a reservation. I mean. And then you've got the Signature Plus, which also got you in 365 days a year. The Dream is $100 cheaper, $13.99, versus Signature Plus, which is $14.99. Parking is included for both. You get 6 reservations at a time for Dream Magic Key. You didn't have to worry about reservations for the Signature Key. So, that actually could be an edge forward for the annual pass program too, honestly. Discounts are exactly the same.
Yeah.
So I actually see there's pros and cons to both of these systems. The pricing looking at this is very reasonable. Like, I did not dream 24 hours ago that as a former Signature Plus pass holder that I would, if I were to go for what's the same level, it'd be $100 cheaper a year.
I 100% expected to be paying more money to the Walt Disney Company. I was ready. I was like, okay, I'm going to start saving all my pennies. But the fact that I'm going to be spending less money is a major win.
Yeah. And I think it'll be very interesting to see how it like pans out, I guess you could say, just because I think what we are going to find is certain things are going to end up better and other things are going to end up not quite as good. I do think, as you've been looking at how busy or not busy the parks are and the reservations that are open, that bodes well for a lot of these levels of passes. I'm also going to assume that there's different levels of there's different levels of capacity. I'm going to assume that this will be allowed to have, just like they're doing at Walt Disney World, where they've got, park ticket that has a certain capacity, an annual pass certain capacity, and although they haven't put that on the site, so maybe it won't. It'll be interesting.
Is this also the article that has the break even?
Oh yeah, you want to hear about where to break even?
I think this is super duper interesting. We also spent a really long time fact checking math was correct.
Yes,
so I really want to talk
I stress about math because sometimes I switch numbers around in my head. So here also is where it takes, how many times it takes for you to go to Disneyland to break even. And just for my brain's sake, I went with single day tickets. Park hoppers, because the new pass is a park hopper.
Yes.
And assuming the reservation is available, we're just gonna have to keep saying that a million times. But
legalese.
If I'm just gonna let's look at 1 and 5, tier 5.
Sure.
Because those are the ones. Actually, no. Let's do tier 3 and 5.
Tier 3 and 5.
You guys can look at the rest on DAPSmagic.com.
Or you're looking at it right now.
Or you're looking at it right now. So tier 3, which is currently what, $179 with the park hopper on it. If you go 3 days, you have paid for or broken even with an Imagine at $399.
Yeah.
If you go 4 days, you'll have reached the Enchant level. 5 days throughout the course of a year, you'll have reached the Believe level, or 8 days for the Dream level. And that's not terrible. I mean, how many days have we gone since the parks reopened?
2, 4, 6. I want to say we've gone 8 times. I'm not 100%.
Wow.
Sure.
Okay.
It's just me doing quick math in my head because I know we went. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Okay. If you jump up to tier 5, which we're in right now, those are $209 for the park hoppers. If you've gone twice, you've paid for the Imagine park or Magic Key. That's going to take some getting used to saying Magic Key.
It's
4
hard.
times for the Enchant level, 5 times for Believe, and 7 times for Dream. So if we were all in tier 5 every time we'd gone, we probably have paid for the Dream.
100%.
And it's only half the way through. Well, a little more than halfway through the year. But I just found that interesting. I hope you found it interesting too. As we analyze and figure out what's going to work and what's not going to work with the Magic Key. But overall, I think it's a lot better than I was hoping for. It's pretty similar to what I kind of thought we might get. Like, it's a little bit different, but fairly similar. And I thought maybe we'd get more. I thought maybe they'll get me more reservations for the top level.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Like, it is what it is. When you think about it, 6 is very doable. And the Magic Key you will be able to start using on August 25th. And yes, it'll take about 2 months if you go once a week to break even by our math. Double check our math. I think we got it right, but we
both were doing the math.
Yes.
But I'm not very good at math.
Actually, Angela, I'm gonna change that though. It'll be less than 2 months because with the Dream, the part I did not take into account is the $25 parking.
Ooh.
And that might actually slightly change the math on that. So
Man's got a point.
We'll go back and check that after the show and see if it changes any of the math. But all in all, I would say it was a good day for Disney fans. I would also say it's a good day for Disney, because to me, this is a situation that creates a program where basically everybody wins. People will be able to get to the parks, maybe not quite as impromptu as they were able to 2 years ago, but you'll be able to go. I mean, in theory, if there's opening, you can go day of, for all we know. Or you can get it. You could get it. Get your reservation and just go in the evening. Like, you can do that as long as you go in. You don't have to worry. There is a no-show clause if you don't show up twice in. Is it
3 times in 30 days?
3 times in 30 days, you can't book a reservation for 30 days.
Yeah. 3 times in 90 days. I don't know. It's in our article.
Check it on the article, because I'm not entirely sure on what that is.
I put it in the article.
Yes, that is true. And but not, all in all, I think this is a fair program. I'm not going to say it's a home run. I'm not going to say it's bad either.
I think it's best case scenario post-COVID.
Yeah.
To be 100% honest.
I think it's I think it's better than we were expecting, and it's not as good as it could get. It's better than I expected.
Yeah. Because I think that even if we did have the annual pass program we were familiar with, we would have to be making reservations, because that's something that is the new normal, or the current normal, of the Disneyland Resort and Disney parks around the world. So I think that while, yes, people are saying, why do they have to introduce an entirely new program for something that's so similar, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. It is funny, though, because as I was reading through all the details this afternoon, I was like, do they really need to change the name? Like, yeah.
I'm like, basically the same.
Hey, we got something shiny and new.
And what I would say for all of you that Angela is talking about, her tier, she had signature, is gone. And what I would say is do the math and look at how much that $25 parking will make a difference. Well, it's actually what, $13.50? No, $12.50. See how long it takes at $12.50 to get you up to the dream level. Yeah. And then see if that's going to be that amount of times in 1 year. And if you live in a family, maybe one person in your family gets dream and the rest of you get believe, so you get the parking, because that helps save money and get you into the park without paying for the parking. And if not, just do it, do the math and see how far, what's that difference? $9.49 to $13.99. I cannot do that math in my head, but
it's like $350.
$350. So, $350 divided by
my smart
$12.50. Can you do math? I will be really impressed.
No,
maybe somebody in the comments will do that. But
I did theater.
I did theater. Speaking of theater, I think we've talked enough about that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of theater, we did not go to the theater this last weekend. 36 times. So if you go 36 times, that's 3 times a month. You have basically paid to go from believe to dream. So consider that when you're
you can stop believing and start dreaming. I had to.
That's their new marketing slogan. And I think that Steven there is saying that repackaging makes it so simple, or makes it so people actually pay attention to the changes.
Yeah.
And I think you're actually right. That's a very good point. But well done, Disney. I'm pleasantly surprised with, I don't know what I expected, but I'm pleasantly surprised.
Me too.
Anyway, speaking of theater, we were going to get there, I promise. We did not go to the theater this last weekend. Instead, we actually purchased Premier Access on Disney Plus so that we could watch Disney's Jungle Cruise. And I will say, I would not have minded seeing it on a massive screen.
Agreed.
Like, it would have been fun. I would have also probably enjoyed it in 3D. You would have not. There was many moments that I was just like, oh, that was made for 3D. Like, that just seems like it's screaming for it. So we've got a few thoughts, I guess you could say, before the show is over in the next 6 minutes. We can do math. What did you think of Jungle Cruise?
I really liked it. I was extremely surprised by how much I liked it, because I was very concerned that it was going to kind of feel, and I'm not saying bad things about the recent Disney live action movies, they just haven't necessarily been home runs with me. I've kind of had a nice distant appreciation for them, but they're not movies that I am rewatching by any means. So I was kind of feeling like that's how I was going to come out of Jungle Cruise, and I loved it. Like, it felt Very fun adventure, really great wit, great comedy. And it was a great appreciation for the ride. The whole time I was thinking about how you saw the first Pirates in Minnesota and you were the only person that understood the references to the attraction.
That is a challenge of this movie too.
Yeah. So I was kind of thinking that same thing of like, oh, I wonder if we put you in a theater in the middle of Wisconsin, would it be the same experience?
It's very possible.
Yeah. But I think that even if you don't have that love or the experience with the attraction, I think you're still going to enjoy this movie. And that's what's like,
be amused by the dad jokes.
Yeah.
Like basically.
Yeah. But I think that either way, it's a good movie.
Yeah. I thought it was a very enjoyable movie. I thought the humor fit right in with Jungle Cruise. Like it felt like Jungle Cruise, and that is probably as good of a compliment as I could ever give it. I thought it has rewatchability. I thought it was I don't know if it was completely innovative. Like it felt like kind of what you'd expect. I was like, okay, this is good. I don't know that it's Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl level of really good. Like to me, the first time I saw and that's where it's hard because things have changed, and you know we've seen so many more movies and expectations have changed through the years. Is Pirates of the Caribbean to me was the unexpected home run, and this one was like, oh, this is really good.
Yeah.
And I don't know that I was like, oh, this is a home run.
Yeah.
There was a few digital things, which also are problems to me in Pirates of the Caribbean. But it seemed like the scope and scale of Pirates of the Caribbean was a little bit more grand and immersive, even though this took place over a really big space. I thought that Dwayne Johnson and Emily Blunt together are magic, and you just can't go wrong there. I thought the peripheral characters were all really enjoyable too. Like there wasn't anybody who was like, get rid of that guy or that person. You know, that like everybody was. I thought everybody made sense and fit in there, and that was a win. Like I'm curious because it seems like the talk has been like this is the start. Or Disney would want this to become a new franchise. And part of me
Jingle Cruise.
Okay, there you go. But part of me was like, I'm comfortable. Like this is like I'm like, I don't know that I need more, but I didn't need more for Pirates of the Caribbean either. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
2 thumbs up though. Like I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a great movie. I think that it's a lot of fun. I think that everyone is very correct in saying that it feels like a blend of Indiana Jones and Pirates.
Oh, totally.
Like, especially there's a villain, kind of villain, but you see him in the trailers. Specifically when he pops out of the submarine and goes, "Hello, Shin!" That feels so... It's the perfect mix of like Jungle Cruise.
It was like a caricature of Indiana Jones.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it wasn't taking itself too seriously. It was like a Jungle Cruise version of Indiana Jones.
Exactly.
But there was also a scene where Emily Blunt was running around, and it's in a bunch of clips that they've shown everywhere. But when you see the movie, the music was very reminiscent of Indiana Jones running around, as was the way it was filmed and things moving around. And to me, that was actually the biggest Indiana Jones moment. Was like, oh, this is. Like we have a female Indiana Jones here. This is great. Go for it.
I will say that I'm extremely excited for what this movie has done for the potential Society of Explorers and Adventurers cinematic universe.
See, that's where I would like to see. That's where I would like to see the franchise build around 100%. Is more around sea and less around Jungle Cruise. And maybe Jungle Cruise is the glue that holds it all together.
I'd be okay with that, but I would want to see more of sea.
Yeah,
because I think that they laid the groundwork very well in this movie especially because they kept calling it the Society. Like I think that's amazing. And it was again showing their hand to people that are Disney fans, and the people who are not Disney fans have. It was still
great. Yeah, and I mean you could do the obvious different rivers that they need to visit that are in Jungle Cruise to create more of this franchise, and I would have no problem with that, to be completely honest, as long as each one is original and doesn't get into the formulaic whatever. Like keep it interesting, keep it innovative, keep it creative, and keep it corny. Exactly. Yes. Anyway, 2 thumbs up. We both liked it, and I looking forward to seeing all the bonus features for it whenever we get to that point in
Definitely.
the coming months. But Katie, we are running out of time.
Oh no, you should go to DaskMagic.com, check out all the Disney and Geek news as it happens, read all of our wonderful Magic Key articles. I think we put out like 8 just today.
We even have a page on the site for it.
Yeah, so go to DaskMagic.com and go look at all that stuff.
That is right. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and do not miss any of the upcoming videos that we have both pre-recorded and live stream. We got a lot of fun stuff. You won't want to miss it, including this Sunday night will be our final Olympics and Lego. I don't know what we're going to make yet, but we're going to watch the closing ceremony of the Olympics over in Tokyo. So join us at 7 o'clock on Sunday as we play with Legos and also attempt to watch the closing. See what we made last week? It's great. Anyway, that is all the time we have for you this week. So we will see you around the corner.
Bye.